ladies and gentlemen, this is Luminous and Nebula coming you guys with a Pro Jitter commentary. Today we're continuing our marathon casting of the U-Gang, or the GK Cup. What an awesome name, but U-Gang it is. It's going to be iG.Y versus W today, and we are going to be pausing in 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, Nebula?
Just for the record, is U-Gang like a word in Chinese? Does that mean something else?
It probably is, but
it probably is.
I don't want to get into it, but there's like, if you see a word like you, right? There's 4 ways to pronounce it.
You're not very good at Chinese.
I'm really good at Chinese. What are you talking about?
You don't even know what U-Gang is. Sure, it's not a city. Could be a city.
I don't think so. I'm sure someone in the chat would know.
Are they in the city of U-Gang? Dude, I want to live in the city of U-Gang.
They probably just really like gang. That makes no sense. The Chinese just gang creeps. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's one of those Chinese things where it's oh man, what's it called? Propaganda. It's propaganda. See, if you say something enough, it'll make it true, and then people's perception will change based upon that.
Yes, definitely.
Alrighty. So first band, we actually have
sweet transition, Nebula.
We're watching iG.Y versus. No, this is how I cast. We're watching iG.Y versus iG.Y here. We got YYF. Yeah, Fang actually got the first pick here. So iG goes ahead and bans Aradar. Stock ban. On the other side, we do see a ban of Batrider, or I'm sorry, of Syllabear. Batrider's an obvious ban. Syllabear, very interesting. Has iG.Y been using?
Actually, a lot of Chinese team been.
Syllabear's been having the scene recently.
Right.
I haven't been doing a whole lot of casting. I don't know if you can tell. We also have a ban of Earthshaker and Windrunner. Obviously, those are all pretty standard bans. Earthshaker not always banned. It's kind of a ban based upon what you think your opponent's going to do. And if iG.Y feel like they want to push, and they think that we want to prevent that, kind of turtle and do the defensive thing where you bend but don't break, then Earthshaker would be a really good pick there. So banning that's fine. Invoker has the third ban here for iG because iG does have the first pick. Now that means that there's a Lich still in this pool.
Holy Trinity.
I would not be shocked to see a Lich here. By the way, have you ever read the Book of Basketball?
No.
Oh man, okay, you should read it sometime. It mentions the NBA Trinity, and it is way dirtier than you think. So the Lich being first picked here by iG.Y. The Trinity is a favorite amongst NBA players.
What is the Trinity refers to 3? Is there a 4 in there? Like if I want to change the word Trinity to 4.
Quadrilateral commission? I don't know.
Okay, nice.
The Trinity would be, let's see, it would be the quadrophilia is a something. Quadraphonic is a CD or an album by the Who. So that's something.
All right, okay. We have a Lich first pick from iG.Y. We don't need to explain why Lich is good. I mean, okay, when you say Lich, we think Chain Frost, but really I think the most annoying thing for him is the laning phase.
Dude, I never think of Chain Frost when I think of Lich. All I think of is Dark Ritual.
You think of Lich Enigma against Spectre, right, Nebula?
Oh my God, I hate you. Okay, did we do this on the last cast? I don't know.
We did. You gotta mention again, though.
Ever played against? I was Spectre, and I think was I solo? I think I was solo, and I was against a freaking Enigma Lich, and they just denied every creep because Lumi's a jerk, and I got nothing. I was like level 4, and you guys were like level 5 or 6.
It's all good.
That was a jerk move, man. That was not a fun game. Why you so tryhard?
I don't know, man. Is tryhard the new word for playing good or what?
Tryhard is Bamboo's code word for when you're playing well. It's also 715's code word for when somebody's playing well. Oh my God, why are they so tryhard? That typically means, oh, they're playing better than me.
They chain stunning me. Why they tryhard? Why they doing
Why they still tryhard? They bought wards. What the hell?
Man. All right, we have a Puck and Weaver. This dual combination of picks has been quite popular lately. They survive really well.
A little bit like we just did this. Is this the same game? Did I load the wrong replay? No, this is a different game. Yeah, all right, so we got Puck Weaver being picked up here again. The one thing that Puck and Weaver give you is a dearth of solo potential.
Yes.
When you have a Puck and a Weaver, you can pretty much lane any way you want. With the exception being, I don't think you can put Puck in a tri-lane because he needs levels so bad. He's going to have one of your solo lanes at least. I mean, he could have a dual lane, I suppose. Whereas Weaver can go either. Weaver doesn't necessarily need a bunch of levels so much as just farm.
Yep. I think Weaver actually is one of those heroes that could go in a tri-lane, could solo the long lane, could even solo mid. With the bottle, I've seen some teams really love to use a Sakuchi to get to that rune a lot quicker than the enemy hero. So he's good at every single lane because that Sakuchi gives him so much versatility. But Lich, on the other hand, says I could do the same. I'll be good at every single lane. I'll shut down the long lane if I need to. I could solo it. I could solo your mid and still outlevel you. So
yeah, the last time I saw Lich solo middle, it doesn't get played very often, but I watched it like a couple months, like a month or so ago, and he just decimated.
Was it God? Was it G? I remember G had a 22-1 Lich solo mid or something like that.
You know, it might have been. Was he against Invoker? Who was he up against?
I don't know. It was just he was killing stuff. He was against the whole team.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. I do remember.
Yep.
I do remember that game as well. I'm not sure if that's the same game I'm talking about. Anyway, we see a Broodmother and an Anti-Mage. So wow. Okay, when you pick Broodmother, you're basically saying something. What it is hey, we're gonna play 4v5 while he kills towers. Is that okay with you? I think we're gonna do that. Like. That's the basic Brood idea. They do have an anti-mage as well. Their late game is pretty well shored up. They don't need any more late game. At this point, they just need to make their lanes work and make their matchups as far as heroes go.
Yep, I think their lanes will be working out really fine. Broodmother is going to be on one of the long lanes most likely. And we're going to see a Lich anti-mage mid. That has been popular for... It was really popular during the International to put like a Lich AM or like a Slaughter, something like that mid lane. So you basically is guaranteed to win the mid lane if you throw the Lich anti-mage there. You could put the Lich AM on the bot, that's fine too, and let's see what they can put mid instead. But I think the laning right now for iG.Y is looking really solid.
Oh yeah, the ability, I mean, Lich plus Anti-Mage gives you multiple things. Obviously, the level advantage because of Lich being there with Dark Ritual. But not just that, AM's biggest problem is getting, like, if you can, with a Lich in lane, you can be a lot more aggressive and put a lot more points into Mana Burn early on where you normally wouldn't. Like, if you're in a more defensive lane, you can't really level up Mana Burn too aggressively. But if you're solo middle, or in middle with the Lich Anti-Mage, you can really put into Mana Burn a little more aggressively. And his Frost Nova is going to allow you to get an extra couple hits in each time, which allows you to really just completely decimate the opposing hero in lane. So
indeed, and
just a sick combo.
We have some kind of double semi versus double semi. It's gonna be a...
This is the anti-pick here of Lycanthrope. Basically, what Lycanthrope says is, look, I don't care about mana or anything else. I'm just gonna A-click everybody. So you can have your anti-mage, but I'm gonna have like a BKB Vladimir's Desolator Basher at like minute 16. So if you can handle that, then then kudos to you. But if you can't, I think we're gonna win.
Of course, there is that Frost Armor that is going to help out slightly against the Lycanthrope, but Lycan could easily bypass. I mean, that's slow from the Frost. Oh, yeah. Well, he could get a Medallion Courage, and there goes your Frost Armor too, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, it's those wolves, just the wolves and Lycanthrope just do so much damage early on. His DPS, I mean, his ability to just jungle insanely fast because of those wolves is just sick. Of all the junglers, he's the one that just farms so much faster than any of the others. You remember back in the day when you had a Bristleback in jungle, and Bristleback would stack a bunch of creep camps, and he would get a lot more farm than you normally would? Like, this was like a new thing, you know, jungling was. Like, it's kind of like that level of, oh man, he gets way more farm than he should. You know? So, it's interesting to see how aggressive they are about chasing the Lycanthrope out of that jungle, because you can do that if you have the right heroes for that. I feel like Broodmother's probably going to be up top, though. But with the Lycanthrope, maybe they'll put Brood on bottom and go for a dual lane up top that maybe can be a little bit more harassment-based. And kind of maybe go into the jungle a little bit and chase after him. Yeah,
it's very interesting you set that out, because that's indeed really one good way to deal with the Lycan in the jungle. But I'm not too sure what do they have the hero to do right now, because Lich is really more of a lane hero. Like, he never leave the lane, so he keep denying. Broodmother, same thing. Anti-Mage, same thing. So they have 2 pick left if they want to, let's say, scare Lycan out of the jungle, like you said. Or maybe they are just gonna say, oh, you know what, F it. We already have good lanes. Let's just stick with our lanes. But that's also dangerous, really, against Lycan.
I think that's actually why it would work, is because you already have a Broodmother in one lane. You have an Anti-Mage Lich, you're probably going to win that lane.
Right.
So you can really harass the Lycanthrope, kind of concede whoever's in the lane as well, and it'll be okay, because you're probably going to win one, maybe both of the other lanes anyway. Now, if they try lane against Broodmother, then the top lane's going to be easy peasy. So we'll see what they decide to go with here. We do see bans on Vengeful Spirit and Pugna, so it looks like they want to ban a support, obviously, as we really needs a support here. The Pugna ban a little interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess they could have solo Puck on bottom, Weaver up top with the support, Pugna in mid. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
As well as, of course, being very good against Broodmothers, Broodlings.
I won't be surprised if we see a Witch Doctor pick here somewhat. Witch Doctor's been really getting some love lately, and if you saw our last cast, you would understand why Witch Doctor is an insane powerful hero, even as a support into the mid game. Especially if you have Weaver and Lycan, they're mostly going to be sucking up the stuns. If there's any stuns, so far there's nothing on iG.Y that's a legitimate worry. If you're going up against Weaver and Lycan and you have no stuns. So if you add a Witch Doctor to the picture, do you want to stun the Lycan that's only your team, or do you want to stun a Witch Doctor that's also only your team with Death Ward? So it's just more stuff that the Sentinel have to worry about. I'm still really surprised. There's a Beastmaster, which is going to be a strong counter pick, and that just changes the laning altogether. Beastmaster is going to solo mid now.
Yeah, Beastmaster will definitely be middle. I mean, they could put him bottom. I've seen Beastmaster bottom a number of times on the protected lane, as you will. You know, I obviously NYM did it back in the day quite a bit, putting Beastmaster up top with Demon. So that is a possibility. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I do really like this ban here, the 5th ban vibe. We banning the Furion, because with the Broodmother already.
Oh yeah.
If you give them Furion as well, there's a good chance you'll just lose way before Lycan and Weaver can affect the game. That is just such an insane amount of like split pushing. I mean, Broodmother one lane, Furion in the other. You got to pick your poison. Even if the other 3 are in the middle lane, what are you going to do? Wherever you focus, the other lane's going down. That's just what's going to happen. So, ban on Furion, very brilliant here. Now, they do need to support. I'm assuming it's going to be... Witch Doctor's not spectacular against Broodmother, or rather the Broodlings. However, the Malediction is very good at killing her, so maybe that's a lie. I take that back. Maybe it is quite good. So, but they're going to go for the Crystal Maiden. Obviously, the Frostbite very good against Anti-Mage. It does catch the Beastmaster, or the Broodmother as well.
I'm not too sure about this. I'm not too sure about this.
Yeah, she's very squishy. All 4 Sentinel heroes can take her down pretty easily. I mean, that's kind of Crystal Main's mantra anyway, right? But I don't feel like she gives them enough. I mean, you get spamming of the orbs by Puck. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Crystal Maiden's a really good hero if the slows is going to be beneficial. I don't think slow is going to be that important in this game in terms of dealing with Sentinel lineup. They have the Broodmother Web, like you're not going to slow her down, even Nova or not. Blink's going to bypass the slow, so that's the 2 big target that you have to worry about. In terms of the Frostbite, you could Manta out of it if you're the Anti-Mage, you could BKB out of it if you're the Broodmother.
Yeah.
So I say it's just mostly for the aura, but even so, I'm not too sure whether that's a...
They don't really utilize the aura very aggressively, unless their 5th hero is just the mana-intensive beast, which I don't think is going to be the case. Like, they have... Yeah, I agree completely. I think this is not a very good pick at all. We actually see a Chen being picked up here by iG.Y, so I'm making a liar out of you here, as the Chinese do pick a Chen.
He heals all. Chen Mecha being called.
All are healed. All are healed.
So let's count the stuns they got on Sentinel. Okay, they got a 4-second stun on Beastmaster. They got
they also have the
mini stun.
Mini stun from Anti-Mage. Oh, and of course Broodmother can. Oh, and then also Lich has the.
Right.
As well as Chin, who also has the. So that's quite a bit of stuns, really.
Okay, calm down, Nebula.
Factor that all in together. Now he can get. I mean, he can get Centaurs. That's like a stun. It's not a legit great stun, but it's a stun. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Panda. Woo, Panda.
That's more stuff you can't stun. The laning is gonna be. Well, actually, the laning is gonna be fine because you're gonna have a CM Panda lane, which maybe they factored that was into the idea because Panda
is quite strong. Yeah, it is quite. It looks like Panda may be going middle with the Crystal Maiden. Could they do Puck bottom, Weaver top, and then, yeah, it looks like that's what's going to be Puck bottom, Weaver top, and then dual lane middle. It actually looks like Crystal may be going top. Do they know what they're doing? Are they going to solo Panda middle? Is it going to be Panda against Beastmaster? That may be the case. They may not be putting Weaver in the lane. Yeah, Weaver may actually be in the lane with Crystal Maiden here.
Crystal Maiden does have 2 pairs of wards, maybe going to get some warding going. It's going to be Anti-Mage Lich top. I really love this laning choice. You might be thinking like, well, you know, it's carry on top lane, but hey, with the Lich, you can make any laning possible, and it's going to be Anti-Mage grabbing the wards and warding it, and because he has a blink, he can get out of whatever situation. Lich staying back home like a good support would to get that Dark Ritual going at right in the beginning. So on the bot lane, we're going to have Broodmother, and that is a 1 lane. Of course, we have Chen in the jungle, and then solo mid on the Beastmaster, so fairly standard laning. Scourge, I think more of similar standard laning, right? There's nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, Puck is going to be pretty decent at slowing down Broodmother's broodlings. The problem is Chin is in that jungle as well. And the minute Chin rolls out, Chin and Broodmother, that tower is going to die very quickly.
Yep.
That is not long for this world. Puck is not going to be able to level up his ball fast enough to really slow that down. I would not be shocked to see that first tower go down in the first 10 minutes easily.
And as a Puck player, you always have to worry about using your orb, because if you use your orb, that's your escape mechanism.
Exactly. They can easily jump on you immediately after that. You have to be... I'm pretty aggressive with my orb myself as a Puck player. Like, typically, If you feel like they're not going to be able to catch you, then you know, go ahead and do it. But you really got to make that. You got to be very smart about that, because sometimes you get a little too greedy, as I have been many times, and get yourself caught where you shouldn't be.
And yeah, you never know, because the Broodmother's invis, you don't know if he's right next to you after you orb, so you may very well just throw away your escape mechanism. All right, mid lane, it is going to be the Beastmaster versus Panda. I say Panda actually will fear himself a fairly easy time here. He has a really good animation. It's okay base damage.
His damage is essentially the same as Beastmaster's. I do feel like once he gets that pig, it's going to be a little bit harder, because obviously you can throw the pig down and really harass Panda quite aggressively. I think for the first 2 levels, Panda's going to be fine, but by the time they get to level 3, I think this is going to switch into Beastmaster's favor.
Yeah, and well, it depends on, let's say if Beastmaster is going to be rushing for the bottom, most likely he is, or if Panda is going to be rushing the bottom. We haven't seen really... Bottle.
I think they both will. Yeah. If you're a mid solo, you really have to get a bottle. I mean, Panda can't just allow Beastmaster to have every rune. That's just not an option. Those axes will decimate him. Animation good or not, he won't win the lane that way.
Panda and Brewmaster has skilled attribute bonus at level 2, which I suppose it is a standard skill build. I was thinking maybe he's gonna go for a little bit more Drunken Haze. That may be like crazy, but hey, against what do you think about that? Drunken Haze against, let's see.
Hey man, I'm always for a Drunken Haze.
All right.
But, I think you're probably referring to the skill,
yes.
which is slightly different. But yeah, I think the stats is the correct choice here. I mean, the HP is going to be fine. Well, I don't know. Either one's going to be fine. Stats are never really game breaking in any way, so getting them is just kind of a little bit of a tiny incremental advantage.
It's going to give him that desperate mana that he needs for the claps, because it is quite mana intensive. On the bot lane here, we have the Broodmother, level 3.5, Puck 2, almost 3. And that's just a 1v1 laning situation. I think Chen might have poked his head out to maybe scare him a little bit, but that's just enough for the Broodmother to hit a full level advantage ahead of the Puck. And Puck slowly, I think he's going to lose the lane. I think Broodmother versus Puck, the Broodmother just have too much.
I think Puck is capable of beating a Broodmother. It's very hard, but with the combination of Chen there's no chance. It's just 0 chance. That lane is not going to be won. Weaver is actually faring pretty decently up top. He's actually the same level as Anti-Mage. Now, you would think, oh, well, he's 1 against 2. You know, he's going to be higher level. But Lich being there really negates that idea.
Right.
But he is half a little ahead of AM right now. He is actually getting a fairly decent amount of harass, but actually Anti-Mage using his blink a little aggressively there. As I mentioned, you're able to be very aggressive with the Lich in lane there. He managed to burn a little bit of Weaver's mana, and if they can get Weaver's mana low, they can kill him, because he does have very, very low move speed without Sakuchi.
Yep. Just point out Weaver's item set. Notice how he had just upgraded Ring of Poseidon, but before that he's got a Magic Stick. And Magic Stick is Weaver's survival item against Anti-Mage. If Anti-Mage ever catches you without mana, you're dead ant meat. Yeah. So the Anti-Mage, the Magic Stick is basically his assurance to have at least 1 more mana for Sakuchi.
Yeah, you got to really have 6 or 7 charges on that at all times.
Right.
As I believe Sakuchi costs 60 mana, so 4 charges.
Yes.
That was my initial impression, and then for some reason I just thought that it cost 100 out of nowhere. I don't know what the... Anyway, up top, we do have, of course, in the jungle, Lycanthrope. He's just going to AFK farm for all day, so just your heads up. That's your update, your Lycanthrope update for this minute. I'll go ahead and check back in a couple minutes where he will be continuing to do the same shit.
Still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And Anti-Mage on the top lane here, out of restorative at this point here. Poor man's shield. So most likely gonna be going for that Battle Fury, which is somewhat of a standard build nowadays on the Chinese Anti-Mage, but it could change. It could go for a Vanguard, which isn't bad to go for a Vanguard against Lycanthrope. The damage block, especially against the small wolves, actually could add up. So we'll see.
Yeah, Muga would definitely argue that you should always get Vanguard. I disagree a little bit there. I think that getting a Battle Fury in many cases is going to be fine. Ever since the International, I think going into the International, you didn't see Battle Furies near as often. But at the International, everybody just like collectively agreed that was the way to go. Like everybody just made Battle Fury, and ever since then it's been like, oh yeah, Battle Fury Anti-Mage clearly the way to go. So,
I'm still a big fan of the Manta Vanguard. I think I like that. Vanguard Phase. It's not bad.
Yeah, Vanguard Phase Manta is definitely the build that I use more often than not, and that's the one that Muga is a proponent of as well. That's why I mentioned that. And the only reason I mentioned that is Muga plays a lot of Anti-Mage and he's quite good at it. So
yes.
So we see the pig now has actually is now leveled up for sort of Beastmaster. He does get a little bit harassed. We see the bottle has been picked up by Panda, as I mentioned, as he actually got a regen rune in it, so he can pretty much span his claps a little bit here and give him a little bit of STDs to kind of, you know, get a lot of harass and really win the lane, and then go ahead and regen up. Now, The pig is trying his best, but again, with that region rune, there's not a whole lot Beastmaster can do here, so.
Yeah, Panda is one of the tanky hero in the early stage. You can see he's up to 1,000 HP almost. And he's early level 6. Both Beastmaster and the Panda picks up their level 6 here. And I wonder how they're going to be using that level 6. Beastmasters have the ability to go into a side lane with the TP sword and gank immediately. Or they're going to just farm up. It doesn't hurt really too much to leave your lane, as you see Beastmaster's going to just go back home, probably pick up mana, and then TP somewhere. Because the other guys can't really push. You're not up against, let's say, a Shadow Fiend or a Pugna, where if you leave the lane, you're going to just lose the tower. It's not like that, so...
Yeah, meanwhile on bottom, Chin has decided to go ahead and roam over here to help out the Broodmother and push this tower. Now Puck just really can't do anything. In fact, the Wildkin is just chasing a Cyclone. Cyclone's just chasing down that Puck as Puck has decided to just go all the way back. Cyclone is incredibly far now. It's almost to their base. It's actually pushing the tier 3 tower here.
Oh man, here Broodmother is not going to get the last hit. So you see CH gets the last hit. CH close to that level 6, which is going to be vital because all are healed. And I think he's going to pick up a mech. All are healed. And he's going to pick up the mecha very soon. Beastmaster, by the way, has opted for, Crystal Maiden, doing a really good job.
He's opting for a Crystal Maiden is what he's opted for.
Yeah.
He saw them double Ds and was like, gotta get me those.
36 Ds.
Doing slow, and they will go down. One more attack. Oh, the pig getting the kill there.
Yeah, I think she should have frostbite the pig, but whatever. First
I think she should have put those away, man. I mean, a Beastmaster sees those, he just kind of leaps at him, kind of like, rawr, just wants to get on him. Lycanthrope, meanwhile, goes ahead and smells blood in the water, goes ahead and keeps chasing after. Actually gets blocked a little bit by his wolves. A little bit of the problem with Lycanthrope. You got to control those wolves properly, not just block yourself. But I believe the Shapeshift is going to last long enough for him to get this kill. Nope, all are healed. All are healed. But I think he's still going to die.
Crystal Maiden, 36 Ds coming back and gonna get that one killed. The pigs, birds.
She sued him for harassment, and he lost that case.
Yep.
Down he goes. Broodmother does have her soul ring now. Obviously, that tier 1 tower went down with the Chen. Now, Chen doesn't really is continuing to farm up. He is level 6 now, so Chen getting a pretty decent amount of XP early on here, as he hasn't really had to do a whole lot to keep Puck losing that lane. Puck is just losing his lane by himself. He doesn't really need any help in that sense.
No, man, that's what you have when you have a Broodmother on the bot, a anti-mage Lich on the top, and a Beastmaster. I mean, those are strong lanings. You don't even need that Chen to do anything. And that's going to allow him to get a quick level 6 or maybe even a level 11. Like, cannot underestimate the high level Chen and well-farmed Chen. You ever heard of Navi? You ever heard of that team? Holy crap, if you see him getting Aztec Chen, it's actually really ugly. Like, it's just...
Oh, it is quite powerful. Puppy will attest to that for sure. Now, I do think Panda is winning this lane, but it's not by enough to outweigh the losses they're taking on the other 2 lanes.
Right.
I'm not sure what Weaver's farm is here. Dang it, Obs.
That's okay.
I get frustrated when not having Obs info for gold. But Anti-Mage does have himself a Ring of Health. He's got another 1,100 gold, so the... if he's going to make a Perseverance, he's probably going to go for Boots next. I'm guessing he goes to Perseverance. If he's going for Vanguard, I wouldn't be shocked to see a booster here. So in the coming minutes, we're going to get an answer as to whether or not he's going for Battlefield or Vanguard.
Yeah, the Lich and the 8M in a pretty healthy level. Lich almost hitting 6 soon. Haven't died yet. That's one of the early worry about Lich, where you just die and you just don't get the level.
Look at this creep stack by Crystal Maiden. Ogres. She's taking a ganging here, if you will, from the massive.
It is the U-Gang Cup, so you know.
It's the U-Gang, even a train, you would say. So the Ogres do all end up losing that battle as they just succumb to the power of her. And I think the Lycanthrope probably had something to do with that as well.
Yes.
He does have himself a Vladimir's. Only minute 8:45. He's got just the Vlad. So really awful farm already from Lycanthrope, as you would really expect him to already have that BKB, be well on his way to his Desolator. But just Vladimir's. So
you expect him to have 4 tier 4 items by minute 8? Yes.
Yeah, I feel like at minute 8 you really should have that BKB and the Vlads and be working on that Deso.
For those that have 0 sense of humor, Nebula is just kidding. So I want to throw that out there. But
oh, it's a funny because it's not true at all.
Oh man.
We see a TP up top here from the Beastmaster. Looks like maybe they're going to go for an initiation. The DD, no, he didn't even go. What?
They're just using an access for the defense right now. The ring is turned on. Yeah, the ring is turned on. 40.
He has Roar. They could have just killed him.
Oh man, it's gonna be tough going against Swarm, Lycan, and the Crystal Maiden. I mean, you might get the Crystal Maiden, but you might lose a couple heroes in the process.
I think they could have got Weaver. Weaver was only at 400 HP at that point. Yeah, he's got a ring of health, but his HP's still quite low. I think if Anti-Mage gets up there, gets a couple burns in, but after that roar, I think they kill him.
You know what?
Is Anti-Mage level 6?
They don't even need to, because they're pushing by. Never mind, Broodmother's actually in trouble. Chen is gonna go down. No healing by all. So like that's what happened there. Actually, before this whole shenanigan went on the top and bot lane, I just want to point out. Yes, the Chen is really providing the strong lanings and you know Lich and all that stuff. But one of the biggest weakness of Sentinel's laning is yes, it gives you really good lanes, but it doesn't give you good like river rune control. And I think Beastmaster has gotten 0 runes so far with his bottle. It's Panda that's grabbing every single rune. I think Crystal Maiden has denied a rune here and there from the Beastmaster as well. So yes, Broodmother's strong laning, but because she never leaves the lane, you kind of fork up those runes. And I think that's how Panda is really situating himself really nicely on the mid lane. You see it, Bracer, Phase Beats, Bottle, and Magic Wand. So pretty nicely a core item, an early core set of items. So he can actually go ganking with his set now. And Beastmaster, not so much. You see he's just picked up his first rune right now, and he just had Boots of Speed. So that's kind of a clear difference of lack of rune control, really, because Panda could just have... He claps for creeps. He could do it.
He does have a belt of giant strength, and I don't think that's for treads. I think he's actually going to go for a Necro pick.
Yes.
Obviously, there's a Weaver on the other team, so Necrobook's going to be very strong. And they do have a Brood and Chin, so they do want to push. So Necrobook seeming like a pretty obvious choice here. Now, Vanguard has been finished by Anti-Mage, and I think that's basically the difference in him and Weaver right now is the Poor Man Shield, or the Poor Man Shield, the Stout Shield, and the Vit Booster. As Weaver only has... I can't actually see his gold. I got to switch to the other... No, I can't see his gold at all.
He's got 950.
955. Okay, you can switch to him to see it. There we go. Anyway, so he's about what, a little over about 1,500 gold behind right now. As we see Lich throwing down a not great ultimate. It is going to bounce a couple times. I think the Panda has mana for his ultimate though if he needs it. It looks like he's gonna be fine.
Like a Wolf is going to come in right now. There's a haste rune on the Beastmaster, so they're actually there's a freeze bite, and Shuriken, no, still no. I wonder why Panda didn't even use his ult. I guess it's just really holding on to it. They're going to get the tower regardless, so I guess that's a good decision for not to use ult. So the entire Scourge team is really burst. Not the fact that they have like you know Laguna Blade or Finger of Death, but they could only fight really strongly in a short amount of time. That's during your Lycan Shapeshift and during your Panda ult. So you can't really throw them out because especially the Panda ult has a really long cooldown. So you got to make sure that you're getting something huge in return when you use that ult.
Yeah, you don't really think of Lycan as being a burst damage hero, but he really kind of is. It's like, you know, you get 20 seconds of mayhem and then it's over.
Right.
And you're back to the jungle to go farm your Desolator, Assault Curse, Heart, you know, Rapier, everything you basically need in 10 minutes. We got treads have been completed on the Broodmother. Of course, he does have that Soul Ring. He has taken that tier 2 tower on bottom. I believe BKB is next on the plate here.
Yep.
However, Scourge doing a very nice job of counter pushing the Broodmother. Broodmother did get that tier 2 tower, but I think Scourge is actually going to get the tier 2 tower on top. And Panda goes right after that Lich, and I think Lich is going to die here too. Beastmaster does have a Roar, I think. Yeah, he did have a Roar, but he opted not to use it. Just let the Lich die, decided to save it for a better opportunity, I suppose, as that wasn't going to net them any kind of kill.
And I'm not too sure whether it was save it at all because Weaver, Panda, and the Crystal Maiden was chasing. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, Broodmother threatening for the high ground here. At least just give the Scourge guys a little bit to think about. But actually, with all that pushing, Fairy Dragon has farmed himself up to a Blink Dagger. And I think they're porting all to mid-range right now. They are going to find the Panda because there's a Blink. There's a Lycanthrope. There's a Blink on the Panda. He does have the Mono... No, what did I say? Why is there a Blink on Panda? What game am I watching? But
I don't see a Blink on Panda anywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
I think you're a liar. In middle, rather the Lich decided to, or Lich, the Chin decided to leave his creeps there to go ahead and get that tower. Unfortunately, Lycanthrope was there as well. He ate all of his creeps, so that was sweet gold. The Wolves picking up the third one there, and he denied the tower, so a little bit of gold lost there for the Sentinel side. So Scourge, I would say overall that was a good trade for Scourge. I mean, Broodmother's gonna get hers. It's kind of like Kobe Bryant. He may take 30 shots, he's gonna score some, but as long as you do a offensive game plan and get that top lane, you're going to be fine as well, and they did do that. Panda, just getting his ulti off with literally like 5 HP there, and he's going to go ahead and go after the Beastmaster. He's not going to be able to get this. I think this is all kind of...
Oh, here comes the Lycan Wolf and the Tsukushi. There's a 6-second Cyclone, and that's going to just give him enough time to get that bug to catch up, and here comes a train. Choo-choo!
He did die. Now, I will say Chuan actually ended up getting a kill on Chan there as well. So Panda did end up dying and all that, but as he went ahead and chased after the Earth Panda, so that when he when he came back too, he was there for the kill. So he did end up getting a kill there. That was a decent kill on Beastmaster, but unfortunately he did trade his life, and I'm not sure Panda for Beastmaster. That's kind of an even trade, I think, on both sides. I don't think either team's really too bummed about that.
Yeah, I think giving the kill to Lycan, though, that's maybe the Sentinel was a little bit bummed about that. They did win in the fact that the Panda ult was used, so that's a long cooldown. They could actually do a little bit more offensive for the next minute or so, realizing that Panda ult is on cooldown. I just want to point out a little bit more about this Broodmother and this Puck on matchup on the bot lane. Like, earlier we're saying, yeah, Puck is going to get owned, and he was getting really owned, but now that, look at the Puck, he's got Blink Dagger and Arcane only just in the lane, and I don't think Broodmother has enough farm to really, like, she's winning farm, but not by that much, to be honest here. She's got
the downside, of course, I mean, basically, Broodmother was very aggressive with her Broodlings to get those towers. She was able to get them, but in turn, they're actually going to go on the BK. Oh, TP out, going to save him. All is healed there, just in case. Her HP got a little bit too low, and it was not really low, and she managed to survive that. Now, Blink Dagger's also here on Panda, so very nice initiation between Puck and Panda. They can really jump on a lot of things. But what I was going to say is she used those Broodlings very aggressively to go after the tower. Now, that's a trade-off, because by using those Broodlings like that, you're allowing Puck to kill a lot of them. So Puck is going to get an arbitrary amount of extra gold. We do see a Warrior on Puck. A Lich ultimate is going to take her down. The Crystal Maiden runs to the wrong spot and allows the Chain Frost to bounce off the Ancients there and kill her, and then they're going to go ahead and follow it up by just farming the Ancients. And they may go for a Roshan right after this here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Anti-Mage en route as well. Anti-Mage just for the Vanguard, and that's kind of the difference. You see Anti-Mage as a carry compared to a Lycan, because Lycan could be, if let's say the situation was swapped, if let's say the Anti-Mage was just a Lycan, this Rosh is already extinct by this point, but Anti-Mage kind of don't give you that early game DPS, and he's just going to be farming the mid lane. I think they can't really do for it. They're just doing some counter warding so far, but that's going to be it.
Anti-Mage does have about 2k here, so he TP'd actually back to base. He looks like he's still not going to make any purchases here, so maybe he is waiting this out. I'm interested. He's got to make a choice on boots pretty soon here, whether that's going to be the treads or that's going to be the phases. I don't see him getting BOTs. That would be pretty insane. That would be something I have not seen Anti-Mage BOTs.
Yeah,
so, but he might just be opting to save the boots of speed and go for
I say you go Yasha next. That's
a quick Yasha.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives you the move speed that phases would otherwise give you. You do get attack speed and damage. You don't get the HP that treads gets you, but you do have that Vanguard, so you might be okay. So maybe that's his plan here. We do see Lycanthrope going after the Roshan, and as you mentioned, Lycanthrope just laying down that Roshan in no time.
Yep.
They try and go for the initiation here, though.
Yeah, there's a Panda clapping, just mostly Chan Creep. There's an ultimate before he gets stunned, and that's crucial. He's going to Cyclone the Beastmaster in the air, trying to focus down Chen. There's so much stuff in the way. Centaur being nicely micro, stomping a couple of times. No one has really died yet. I see Tron getting a kill somewhere, but here comes the Lycan Wolf, but there's just so much stuff in the way. Those Chen creeps are just everywhere. Looks like Beastmaster is going to end up going down as we see Chen getting a double kill. He's trying to run it out. Looks like the Weaver is going to run out just fine here, and that is going to be the end of that engagement. I'm not too sure what a Chain Frost was used as well. Lich staying his welcome far too long. There's a Blink Clap, and Lich is going to end up going down as well. The Medallion Courage paying off its full price there. And meanwhile, mid lane here, Crystal Maiden also surviving against the Anti-Mage. I gotta say, that team fight was completely won by the Scourge. Triple kill being claimed by the Panda, so he's absolutely rich. Who actually picked up the Aegis? Not too sure.
Lycanthrope actually grabbed the Aegis during the battle. They had a battle going. This could not have been better for Scourge. Honestly, that's like the game ending. It's going to be very difficult for Sentinel now, because not only did they fight like 3 or 4v5, but they decimated the battle. Their Panda ended up getting all 3 of those kills there, which is definitely what they want in lieu of Lycanthrope not being there, because Lycan just went ahead and killed Rosh while this battle's going on. He finishes the Rosh and picks up the Aegis and then comes back, and at that point the battle's already won, and they're just cleaning up, and he goes down there to help out with the Lich. So that battle was just utter decimation by iG.Y taking out iG.Y's pretty much entire team there. And as you said, Anti-Mage went after the Crystal Maiden and still didn't get that done either. So
some 715 carrying going on. Go after the CM, most important target of the Scourge team. Of course, provides Mana Aura during that fight, and you know, didn't even get that kill. So unfortunately.
Farm all day, accomplish nothing.
Well, that's kind of Anti-Mage here. I'm going to take a little bit of time and talk about item choices. First, let's go to the Beastmaster. Earlier, I'm going to completely agree with the fact that, hey, I thought that Bell Giant Strength was going to turn into a Necrobook, and I think that's kind of what his thought was as well. And then he realized, oh shoot, I just need HP, I'm dying here. So he's just opted for the Strength Shred, and then he's gonna pick up a Robe of Magi for that Django later on. And this is definitely his second choice. He would have just wanted to get that Necrobook, which is gonna be very, very helpful. And if also if you look at the Sentinels lineup and the fact that their items are not really geared towards pushing, and guess what, you're gonna get pushed, because if you look at Lycan's item, he's going for Necrobook. And that is no joke. Where you have 2 wolves up, you have the Necro minions up, and you pop your ult. Everyone's running at full 522 move speed. You pop that Howl, everyone gets insane amount of plus damage, and he could just micro however he wished. He could send them all at your tower. He could just send, you know, two of them at your heroes, mana burn, do whatever he wants, and it gives him the intelligence that he needs to keep casting his spells, and more importantly, gives him that strength. What is it, plus 46 strength that we talked about, Nebula? It is just insane.
I think the Necronomicon actually does get plus 40. It might be 46 or 47.
It gives you more than a heart, obviously. So
it gives you way more than a heart, clearly. But the thing about this is like it looks like Scourge is getting a lot more pushing going on, and they're definitely winning these battles. I mean, they're up 5-7. There's not a whole lot of kills, but 5 of those kills are on Chan. The Lycanthrope has the other 2, and he's got no deaths. The kills, while there's not a whole lot of them for Scourge, they're in all the right places. And but the tower count is still just 3-3 right now. Or actually it's 4-3 in the Sentinel favor. They've actually got a little bit more towers here, but again, like you said, those items aren't like the towers that they have killed. You wouldn't notice that by their items. They don't have a bunch of items that are going to be super insane for them. Whereas looking on the Scourge side, they're down by 1 tower, but look at Lycanthrope. He's got himself Necrobook level 2. He's got the Vlads. He's got the Medallion, the Treads. He's got another some amount of gold. The Weaver's got himself a Vanguard as well as his Treads. I don't know how much gold does Weaver have. Is he pretty close to any kind of damage item here?
He got 1,600 golds, and that's not going to translate into anything. They're finally going to make some push going on. Sentinel doing the correct things here. They really can't take up a heads-up engagement against a Panda, Dreamcore, and the Lycan Wolf, so they're doing what they could do best next, which is, hey, you push one of our towers, we'll force you to do a trade, force you to TP back. Let's play a game of chickens. Like, you're going to TP back first, or we're going to TP back first. Like, I think actually Scourge has to TP back first, because it's not really a worthy trade anymore. As you see a glyph going on the mid tower, Bottas tower is destroyed, and now we have those TP coming in. It's time for Sentinel to get out. There's a Dream Coil for 1, and they should just give up that Chen. Just give up the Chen and just go back, because if you try to help out, you can lose way more in the process.
Yeah, this worked out really nicely for Scourge. They picked up that tier 1 tower on bottom. They TP'd back, didn't give up the tier 2, and they picked up a kill on Chin there. So again, everything continues to go Scourge's way here. I don't think Sentinel's out of this by any stretch. Anti-Mage has farmed quite a bit. He's got himself another 1,500 gold here, so he's not super close to his Manta style, as I don't see any other items anywhere.
Okay, Nebula.
Nope.
Nebula. Let's for a moment imagine Anti-Mage has his Manta. You think that the result of team fight will turn? Because what is he gonna do with that Manta? Chase 715 style Crystal Maiden, or?
Right. Well, there's a couple things he can do. If they manage to catch the Panda with a couple chainstone, and maybe he can kill the Panda before Panda's able to get his ultimate off, they could theoretically win a battle by virtue of taking down a Crystal Maiden and a Panda without Lycanthrope being there. Now, it's all indicative upon Lycanthrope not being there. If Lycanthrope is there when that battle happens, they're screwed. They really can't win that. So it's on we to mess up for that to work. However, it can happen. Like, it's definitely possible,
right?
Because Lycanthrope by himself will not be able to kill everybody on the Sentinel team. So if they can pick off a couple heroes during that time and maybe prolong, you say they take down 2 of those heroes, Lycanthrope's forced to maybe fight in a position he doesn't want to, and Brewmother can maybe get in base. That could work out for him. I don't think it's a great plan, but things are going their way, so they're going to need it. I think actually in this situation, maybe Battle Fury would have been the choice here, because they really do need to start kind of getting a little bit pushy.
And maybe you should start to get a little bit counter pushy, because you know that the Scourge is going to be coming. I completely agree with you, the fact that if Scourge gets out of position, Sentinel has the spells to make it happen. They have the Roar, they have a slow from the Lich, and the Anti-Mage could just burn the mana. We all know how quickly Anti-Mage attack with its 1.35 base attack time. His illusions will attack crazily fast as well. If that whatever that evasion that's not proccing nicely for the Panda, he can just lose all his mana before it even happens. So got to be very careful.
Yeah, but the problem is the reach on Scourge is quite strong. I mean, They have the Blink Dagger on Panda, they have the Blink Dagger on the Puck. It's going to be very hard for them to be in a position where they won't get, where they'll be way out of position, basically. I don't know. I don't see it happening, but I think it's possible.
I don't see it happening either. We're just like, hey, it could happen, but we both know very well. Now here's the thing, though. here's what I'm seeing for WE right now, and I think this is one of the biggest weakness in Chinese teams in general, and this is why I'm actually not too sure if a Chinese team is gonna win WDC, which is gonna be happening next week or the week after. And it's because if you look at WE right now, I think we could both agree that they're in a commanding leading position. The towers might not look for it. Again, the creeps might look for it. But I think in any heads-up engagement, they will 9 times out of 10. If they have good enough positioning, they will just win it. Do we agree on that?
If they go 5 heroes middle right now, they're going to win that.
Why aren't they doing that? That's my question.
Exactly. This is the Navi mentality. When you're winning, go win.
Right.
There's no reason to continue dicking around. When you are strong enough to kill their base, now Navi does a really good job of identifying exactly when that is, a lot more so than most other teams, and I think that's one of the things that very much separates them. They have a very firm grasp of, all right, now we're winning, let's go. Whereas, a lot of teams aren't capable of doing that. So I think that's definitely a good point here. I think we really should be going after towers a little bit more aggressively than they are. They're playing this a little bit too passively. And by playing it passively, the later this gets into the late game, the more opportunity for mistakes you get. The more powerful Anti-Mage becomes, the more likely it is that he'll kill a panda randomly. So there's just no reason to risk it.
Yep. They're trying to get something going by smoking it up. They disappeared from the minimap for a long time. But they didn't catch anyone. Like, Chinese teams, they're really good in terms of sensing when a smoke is coming. And they're going to look at them, just going to sit back in their base. Chen working on that Vladimir's is going to be good in terms of helping the push. Here we go. Now we're going to see that mid push coming on. But where's Lycan? Lycan's lagging a little bit behind. You got to wait for your MVP, because he very much so is the MVP of this push right now. Panda in positions, level 13. Got the Blink, got the Django. Puck by the way, had a Blink Dagger for a long time. Crystal Maiden has an Urn as well, so you can't ignore her. She is going to be healing people up. 1220's got still no Relic, but they don't really need it as they're pushing right now. Broodmother gonna force a couple of TPs with that relentless push going on, and I think that's all they could get really. Maybe they're gonna just go for a Rax trade. Right now we have Necrobook popping.
I think they can actually get this thing before Broodmother gets in there. I think they can kill the tower and then go back and defend.
And that's really because Sentinel's got no counter pushing. They don't have a Fissure, they don't have a Nether Blast, they don't have Ice Blast, they don't have anything like that. Centaur chases the guys away. And looks like they gotta make up their mind soon. They're gonna keep pushing and they're gonna back off because the tower on the bot is taking some damage.
Well, Broodmother TP'd middle. They're basically their counter push is not really counter push. It's kind of the Phoenix Sun school of thought back in the 2006. Well, okay, look, we're not gonna defend you. So if you're gonna push, we're gonna try and push faster in a different lane.
Right.
It's more offense. That's their plan. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work out for them. Broodmother is just really not fat enough. She's got an Orchid. She didn't even get a BKB. She opted to go for the silence and the damage increase as well as that mana regen. I think Orchid's okay. I don't really know. I mean, it stops Panda, it stops Weaver, but that doesn't solve the Lycan problem, which I think is the biggest question they have to answer right now is, what are you going to do about Lycanthrope? Like, what?
You know what they say, man. If you want to win a championship, you got to defend.
Right.
And this is Defense of the Ancient, just to let everyone know the name of the game that they're watching, just right now, to make sure that we're all...
It's actually Defend of the Asians.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it on the
well, there's 10 Asians in this game, so they're defending right now.
Defend of the Asians.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they have to have a solution for the Lycanthrope, whose Aegis actually runs out there. He didn't actually manage to end up using that at all. And I think, again, that's a little bit indicative of their, they're not aggressive, or not strong enough aggression there, because... Navi would have never wasted an Aegis like that. They would have gone super balls deep to make that thing happen. So.
Yep, and it's not like this is where 50 minutes in the game where the enemy team has buyback. I just checked the gold on Sentinel. They clearly didn't have gold for buyback or anything like that. Or sometimes if you're pushing really aggressively, you just miscalculate. It's like, oh, 4 people just bought back and we just got wiped and they push one of our towers. But it's not that stage of the game yet. Even if you get wiped in the enemy base, it is only 28 minutes in, you will respawn really quickly. I still don't know why they're not pushing. Maybe they're just really afraid of losing a team fight, and then somehow that Sentinel's going to come back in the game with that. Let's say they win a team fight, they go for the Roshan and get themselves ahead, but I don't see that happening, to be honest. Weaver, by the way, is farming well, though. He does have the Relic. I'm sure he's really close to that Radiance now. But they're just slow rolling this, to be honest. And again, like what you said earlier, you just give your enemy team a chance to come back, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I think what they're going to do is they're going to wait for this Radiance on Weaver and then go for it. I mean, if they don't go for it once they get the Radiance, that's just awful. Like, there's no other word for it. If they get that Radiance and they continue to go farm, like if they continue to not be aggressive, I'm okay. Like, I understand their thinking. Like, they don't want to do anything overly aggressive. They want to be very cautious. They play a very cautious game. That's what they're doing right now, at least. I don't agree with that. I think Dota rewards aggression in most every case, especially in the current versions. Maybe a couple versions ago, Dota rewarded a little bit less aggression, but at this point, that's not the case.
Yep.
And they're definitely just not doing that. But if they get that Radiance, maybe they'll go for that, the item bump idea. When you get an item, you get the immediate benefit from it. It gives you a little bit of an item advantage just for that very short period of time while that's brand new. Maybe that's what they're going to go for here. They are going to maybe go for a Roshan here. I actually don't know what Sentinel can do about this.
Nothing.
I mean, yeah, they got a smoke. They can maybe go after this, but I don't see it.
Nope. Sentinel can't do anything in the first place. I gotta say, like, if Surge go all mid right now, they go Roshan right now. Here, they're gonna try to do something. We have Tornado 1 and 2 being popped up right now. Good map positioning in terms of having a lot of sight. Sentinel, they know exactly what Scourge is doing right now, but can they stop it right now? Lycan Wolf actually runs out of pit. He's a little bit afraid, maybe afraid of that roar. But even so, there's an Orchid on the Broodmother. So if you could silence, let's say, the Weaver, or why they back off? Sentinel positioning too good. The two Wildkins, like, really, like, that's intimidating. They're smoked up right now. I have no idea where they are because they just disappear off the mini map. They're waiting.
They're right to the right of Roshan. They're waiting for it. I mean, there's just a lot of finagling for position here. What are you doing? You have a gun. They have a sword. Go shoot them in the face. What are you know what I mean? Like, this is a little bit crazy here on the just waiting it out here department. Lycanthrope, it looks like he's going to try and sneak in there again with his wolves. Maybe go back after the Roshan now. Force a battle. Man, I don't know. There's a lot of failing for position.
Scourge does have better late game. So is this like, oh yeah, we have better late game, let's just farm? Is that kind of mentality here? I hope not.
I think so.
I hope not.
I think so. I don't like that. I don't think it's right, actually, because even if you have better late game, how often have you had better late game and still lost a game? Because you lost a battle and the game was so late that it took you a long time to respawn. Maybe you bought a little too aggressively and you didn't have money for buyout. The later the game gets, the more powerful every hero on the map gets, and the less powerful towers and creeps get. And a mistake will cost you much more so. Like, if you make a mistake now, they're not gonna be able to go in and push your base and just kill it. Whereas if you make a mistake 20 minutes from now, they can.
Yep. And right now, Broodmother is familiarizing the area with her webs. Like, this is what the third web she's dropped in the area, and there's still no engagement going on. Like,
Hey, let's take this opportunity to talk about Broodmother in Dota 2. Have you seen her yet? Her animations?
No, not really.
Her web looks sick. It looks so good in Dota 2. Oh,
it looks silvery, right? I think that's all I remember.
Yeah, well, it looks like a spider web. It's not green because spider webs aren't green. I don't know if you heard. I guess maybe they are. Maybe there are some spider. I tell you what, if you make a find a green spider web, link it, and I'll concede the point. All right, so if you have Panda jumping here on the Broodmother, we do get a silence. Lift those down to
whoa! You are so ahead right now. Okay, Panda now jumping in. There's a silence. There's a Chain Frost being dropped. Dream Call on top of everyone, and Superman Lycan going to work right now because he's going to be killing stuff. A 6-second Cyclone on that anti-mage. There's a stun on the Lich. Is trying to focus on their Crystal Maiden in position to get a slow. They do kill her as well. Lich goes down. 2 kills so far. Chen being chased away by the puck. They could just turn back, get the Roche, get the Aegis, and go for next game. Sorry, you were ahead, and I just like...
I believe that's what they can do. That's cool. We got a little double vision there. Yeah. You watch I Continue Hunger Force? You ever seen that show?
No.
Oh, dang it. Well, that reference was going to be awesome. Anyway, okay. So yeah, they got the Aegis there on the Roshan. Finally, Scourge decided.
Why couldn't they do that 8 minutes ago?
I don't know. 10 minutes ago, even. That's ridiculous. Finally, we get an initiation. I mean, they have mass blinks. It's not like they're starved for initiation. We saw Panda jump down there. He immediately got silenced, which is exactly what Sentinel wanted to have happen. And it didn't matter. Like, they cyclone the Magina out of the battle and just killed everything. With the Aegis now on Roshan, this is in fact over. He doesn't actually have to use his ultimate. He can just wait for that Aegis to run out and use the ult. And do not run away. Please don't leave the base. What are you doing? Turn around. Go back.
Yo,
go back.
Tornado, too strong. Solo defense.
Hey, well, to be fair, if you saw a tornado in front of you, wouldn't you turn around? I mean, you run.
In real life, yeah. In real life, yeah.
Chaser.
But if I have a heart, or no, yeah, if I have like almost a heart finish on a level 18 Lycan, like, come on.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous here. Finally, okay, they have now found the Raxes. It took them a long time. Somebody maybe gave them a map, directions, told them where to go, and they said, oh, I get it. We were so lost. I could not understand. They managed to kill one of them. The other one, I guess, not very important. It's not like the I don't. Okay, well, whatever. Look, they got one. All right, let's start. Let's baby steps. All right, baby steps. One step at a time. They got the one. Maybe they'll go ahead and turn around and go after the next. You know, maybe in 10 minutes from now we'll get that second tower down. And
you know what? I really wish that like one of these Chinese players is right next to me right now. Where two things could happen. Where like he concocts up a beautiful logical explanation of why this push is so slow, and I was like, okay, I'm wrong. I learned something. Or he's like, oh no, we're dumb. We should have pushed.
I think it's more likely he will come up with a logical explanation that sounds brilliant, and then you think about it for a little bit longer, and you go, no, you're still just wrong. Like, I understand what you're going for, but it's just not. I just don't think it's as good. Somebody's gonna post a little post on the video here, and they're gonna be like, well, actually, blah 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 blah, and we're gonna be like, oh, all right. But basically, what happens in that case is I just delete the post, and then I'm like, nope, still right.
Nebula is known as Kim Jong II on the DataCommentary.com. Just like
I prefer Stalin.
Okay.
Because it's a much, white beard. It's a lot more fitting. Also, I very much like Russian people. I think Russians are awesome. Except for when they are changing their map folders all over the time, which the Chinese do as well, and I hate that. But can we just all agree to put everything in the maps/downloads folder, please? Right? That's where the game gets put by Warcraft 3. Hey, for more replays, visit www.replays.net.
Hey, yeah, you know that Lycan could just run through the tornado like he's just done right now? Oh my goodness, look at him.
I don't know that he knew that. He definitely just learned. Hopefully he learned.
Yo, man,
but for future games.
They need better Google Map in China because they took them 40 minutes to find that Rex.
I don't think you can use Google in China.
No, you could Google. You search for Tiananmen Square and you just get like tourist stuff.
It's just pictures of happy people around the square.
I'm not even joking, by the way. I'm serious.
I know, the Great Firewall, man. It's brilliant. Anyway, we see a big battle here. Things are happening. I don't know. It's all chaos. The Crystal Main ultimate here is kind of ruined. Oh, you can TP back to anti-mage there real fast.
Oh, hey, Scourge is winning this team fight. What do you know?
Yep. Hey, look, everything that we were talking about came true. Man, you'd think we watch Dota a lot or something. I don't know. Hey, look, anti-mage is dying even. He's got a mat style, though. Surely he should... Oh, no, he's still dead. All right, well, this game was fun. I'm glad we casted this.
Hey, well, always nice to win 20 minutes later than you could.
Man, I remember I casted a game of Flame about to income, by the way. I casted a game of man, who was it? It was a Malaysian or Singaporean team. I can't remember who it was now, honestly. But anyway, they did the same thing. They just literally they took 20 extra minutes to end the game, and I was just shouting at them for the last 20 minutes about how awful it was. And I got so many fanboys that just got so mad at me. They were like, "How dare you? I like this team, and you said something."
You know what? If you someone in the comment honestly thought they could not have pushed in an end, like, let me know. I am ready to be enlightened. And Nebula will proceed to delete the post, but he can't because he doesn't know my YouTube.
I'm not very what you call quote open-minded. I'm dictator's always right. There's no reason to be open-minded when you're the dictator, right? You're the king. It's good to be the king.
But I am. I'm a nice Chinese boy. So let me know. Okay, we're done. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and we'll keep casting more of these fun games where they end.
The next one's gonna be much better. It's gonna be on my channel. Go next.
All right, we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Luminous and Nebula signing off. See you guys.